Guys, welcome back to the episode of the Tio Show, man. I'm pumped back here with another awesome guest, man. This guy's a stud, man. I don't know. There's no other word to describe. This guy's amazing. This guy's a stud. But guys, before we get into the show here, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, man. It goes a long way. You guys are killing these videos, man. Keep up the support. Love all the support. Like I said, if you guys like what you're seeing, man, give us a shout out or a follow on social media as well, man. Just continue to be a friend, tell a friend about the show. You guys are doing an awesome job. Let's dive into things, man. You guys are here for an awesome, amazing guest. This guy's a stud. We got Larry Walker with us. Larry Walker Jr., man. Welcome to the podcast, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Tio. It's an honor to be on.
No problem, man. No problem, man. So, Larry, let's dive into things real quick here. So just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, kind of your path. You're a hard-hitting safety, can really do it all at the position at UA. Man, you've had some awesome seasons here, and you're still very young. Just tell a little bit about your kind of path to UAlbany and why'd you pick UAlbany?
Well, it all started when I had, just to fast forward into things, when I had a breakout junior season in high school. And once that happened, I started getting some interest from other schools and everything. But I broke my ankle the last game of our junior season. So I wasn't able to you know how football is now, you can't go, it's everything is about camps, rivals, the opening and stuff. I wasn't able to attend those type of camps. But Albany offered me in the spring, and that was my third offer, and I was still getting interest, but they were on the tip, we see you as being bigger. So if you want to go, if you get that offer, it's cool, but we'll always be here for you and everything. And my position coach at the time, Coach Harley, he always talked to me every day and asking how I'm doing. It was bigger than football with him. So he was a big impact on why I came here. And I only visited school one time, and I only visited for a game against Richmond. And I love the campus, and I love the fans, how they interact and how everything is going. So my path to UAlbany was basically off of the love and strength from the teammates and the coaches and stuff for me to get here.
That's awesome stuff. So tell a little bit, you were kind of at a disadvantage with breaking your ankle, man. It's a big time deal. I don't know if you guys know about football. It's going to summer camps and pretty much you're during the summertime, and you got to just about drop everything, and every weekend you're at least one camp, if not two camps sometimes. Tell a little bit about how you're kind of, maybe at a disadvantage, breaking your ankle in the last game and possibly not going to some of these earlier camps and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, it was rough. It was rough at first, going through the injury that. I ain't never have I broke my wrist, and it was some slight, it was just wearing a cast and just walking around and stuff. But a lower body injury like that, and thank God I didn't have no surgery, but at the same time, you off your feet for 2.5, 3 months.
Yeah.
And you see your body changing from all the hard work you put in to get to where you got. And for the camps, it's you see all your friends going there and they're getting looks and their status is rising while you're just staying the same or even going lower because everybody else's status is rising. So it's just you just miss it was some opportunities I probably missed, but I feel I'm a true believer and everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
That happened for a reason for me to be here at UAlbany and be who I am now. So
yeah, I think that's awesome. Yeah, I'd agree. I think everything happens for a reason. There's a reason why you're here, and there's a reason why you're making a big impact right away. From a leadership standpoint, but also from a on the field standpoint. So you talked a little about Coach Ali when he was here. Now he's at North Texas. You guys have kind of had a lot of turnover at at your guys' coach. Man, you guys, I think in the past 3 years, we've had 3 different coaches. So just talk a little bit about kind of about those guys and what's it like kind of getting used to a new coach constantly, not really having the same. Even though you're saving having the same, defense coordinator and head coach, but it's a little bit different when it comes to position coaches.
Yeah, with the position coach, you form in my experiences, coming from high school, I got a personal relationship to this day with my high school coaches, and with Coach Holly, it was a personal relationship, not with just me, but with everybody else in our room. So It was rough at first, but then a mature thing had to come about. When we talked to Tyler Carswell and Hayden Speck, yo, it's a business. Like just like how we try and go to the NFL, like he's trying to provide for him and his family. So he got to be able to get to where he need to get to by just like how we need to. So it was just a mature thing had to hit. So, you know, I contact me and Coach Holly, like he like drop in, say like good luck and like send check up on me how I'm doing and everything. So it's still like the relationship's still there. It's just it is rough like getting coach to coach, but like when you form that relationship with them coaches, it never goes away. Like it's just they not here every day. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. How have you kind of been able to? I mean, it seems like my interactions with your guys' safety coaches. You've had some awesome safety coaches. What's it kind of been the relationship and within the position room? It seems like those guys really care about you, and they're not like any other coach where they actually really care about you, and they're you know warm-hearted guys.
Yeah, we just like it's like a back and forth type of thing. Like in our room, all we ask is just everybody just be themselves. Like you ain't got to put on the front like trying to be all tough and being all mean and dominant. Like we know we respect you as a coach. Just respect us as players, and we gonna go vice versa. Like you help us help you type of thing. Like that's all it is.
Yeah, as a leader in the room, what's kind of your guys's your attitude or mentality? Kind of just give a summary kind of for the viewers of what you're a leader on the defense, but also you've been a leader in the safety room for a while, and you've learned for some awesome leaders. You mentioned like Carswell and Specht, who've been there, done that over many seasons. Just tell a little bit about the culture and kind of just sum up what you guys are about, at least in your guys' position room.
Well, when I first got there, to be honest, we had the guys we had in there, but like it was like a trend. Like even when I was talking to Tyler Carswell when I was getting recruited, like a trend of like you Albany safeties getting injured, and it's like always a new guy going in
Yeah.
there and playing and everything. So, but when I got there and like everyone's big thing was like staying healthy, but like after that year, it was like we got to trust each other and we got to trust and believe that we the best group on the field, like offense, defense, and special teams. Like that no one is thinking like us, moving like us, and able to play on our same level. Like we got to be a step faster than everybody. Because to be honest, like we treat it as like till to this day, I tell my guys like we got to treat every game like the game is in our hands. It's not in the coach's hands. It's not in nobody else's hands. We got to take the game in our matters because we got to get a call. We got to align right. We got to make sure everyone else is aligned right. And we got to be in our job and stay on our P's and Q's. So that's like our motto and trend now.
Well, that's awesome stuff. Yeah, I think that's a big time. Coaches can put you in the right position, but at the end of the day, you got to be able to perform and be able to implement what you're coached. But also, it's on you. It's not like anybody can do it for you. It's all on you, and all the onus at the end of the day is on the player. Being able to perform. Where you kind of came in and you've been very mature, and ever since day one, ever since I met you, and you've been a leader and a good football player. What do you think has been able for you to easily translate from, some guys takes like a couple years to be able to kind of translate from, high school to college, but even as a true freshman, you were able and to, make a difference right away. What is something that, whether it's mentality, physically, or anything like that, what was something that made it an easier transition for you?
Well, I gotta give credit to all my high school coaches and all my little league coaches leading up to this point, like, cause little league and high school, like we don't just go by the years and just go like we're just gonna be okay here. Like, no, we're preparing for the next level and then the possible next level. So like, where I just gotta give credit to where I'm from, Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, because that really got me prepared mentally, like that I gotta be who I am and I gotta believe in myself and have the confidence to go forward. Physically, like I feel like the physical thing, like with me, because I always been a smaller guy and like on the skinny side and everything, just off of genetics and stuff. But I feel like that the mental goes with the physical because I was out there freshman year, like playing the boundary safety at 190, 191 pounds, like soaking
Mhm.
wet. So it was just a mental thing, like, cause I know I'm not faster than everybody else. I'm not stronger than everybody else. I just gotta be the best I can be and just use my other strengths that no one else probably possesses over my weaknesses most of the time. That's all.
What would you say some of your strengths are? You hit on it a little bit, but what are some strengths that that you bring to your game that you continually and you're going to continue to improve, but some of your strengths that you see yourself in? have?
I like my strength is it's big, like it's mental. I know that's a broad answer, but like when I say mental, I'm saying like I'm always thinking like what the next person is not thinking. Like I'm always thinking like, all right, so if this lineman blocks down that other line, if this line movement is going this way, there's gotta be a pooler coming with the quarterback, you know what I mean, doing this and
Yeah.
that. Like it's
Yeah.
bigger than like it's like the small things like they
Yeah.
translate to bigger stuff. And even like in the passing game, like if I see two going vertical and I see one coming for a dig, three got to be doing something completely different. Got to be an ISO route or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like playing the position I'm at, and especially where I'm trying to get to, you always got to be a step ahead because you're gonna have the physicals. Like you work on them all year. Like everybody
Yeah.
work on their drills, their strength, their speed, all that. Like that comes. Like everyone got their own. It's probably faster than the next person, but you can't use football speed is different from running in a straight line.
Yeah.
So I feel as if like the eyes and the mental is probably like one of my strong points to get there.
That's huge. Are you watching a lot of film on like different kind of concepts or things like that when it comes to passing game, or even different type of run concepts when it comes to the run game, to being able in that mental space to be like, hey, based on this formation, here's a concept I like to run, or out of this formation, or even in this down and distance, here's a run and stuff like that that they like to run.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I watch like during the season, I watch like whoever we play, I try to watch like the most similar defense that we run. Like cause we run a two high quarters defense and everyone knows it. So I try to like watch different teams and different clips of people and running our defense and running our coverages,
Yeah.
whether it be if we run a hot coverage and a blitz package or we run like just a regular zone coverage, and like how they reacted if they run this play based on me visualizing like how I'm about to react and how I'm about to execute this play and everything. And yeah, I watch like people tendencies. Like I watch like my opponent, like who I'm assigned to watch this week and what their running back is like. I watch the quarterback. I watch the O line. Like just to like get a feel for the whole offense. Just to like so I can tell my guys like, yo, if he move this foot, you can attack this shoulder and da da da. Like you know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
little stuff.
That's awesome. I think that's like some NFL like stuff that you're talking about of like, I think at the end of the day, some college kids just go out there and just go play. Like they're not really necessarily focused on like film, or they're just going to go out there and play. They're not taking the mental side of things. I think that's a huge step into, tapping into some untapped potential of, man, you might even, I mean, yeah, you say, I think you have all the physical skill sets to be great, but I think taking you to the next level, which you've already done and implemented, is kind of being able to take the mental side, and it's only going to get stronger the more and more stuff that you see, the more games you play, and all this awesome stuff. Um, do you think do you think if everyone took that approach of the mental side of things, do you think that they be able to perform better, or be in the right place at the right time? Because I think people don't understand how mental defense actually is. So people just kind of think that there's just a bunch of crazy people on defense running to the ball. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I feel like it goes hand in hand because you can have some people like that. I used to be one of them guys. Like I was like that in high school at a point in time. Like I overthink stuff, so I'm trying to make everything perfect.
Mhm.
Compared to you got guys that be like, "Oh, if I see that, I'm believing it." So I'm believing myself rather than in the next man. So I'm gonna do this. So it's like it go hand in hand. So I feel like it's just a repetitive thing that you got to get comfortable with within yourself based on who you are. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. As we switch gears here, so you talked about you're from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. Just talk a little bit about kind of your bringing up, and just a little bit about, you talked a little bit about your path to Albany and why you chose Albany. Just kind of talk a little bit about kind of where you're from, and give it your hometown a little shout out here.
I'm from, like I said, I'm from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh, 20 minutes outside of it to be exact, 2025. Small town, big heart. Like, you know what I mean? Like the population, when you look up, it like, I don't know what it is now, but last time I checked, it's like probably like 9,000 people in there, whatever. I think so. So it's a small town, big heart, and everyone's family. Like, whether the path you ever take, whatever path you take, like people's gonna look out. Like if you got a good heart and you just steady yourself and stay out the way, you ain't gonna get in no trouble. People gonna make sure you get out of trouble and make sure you stay away from certain areas and all that. Like that's why like people try to label Aliquippa as such a bad place, but the people from Aliquippa knows like if you chose that path to be on whatever you want, that's on you. You know the consequences from it.
Hmm.
Based on the people like me and some of my friends, like we do what we do and just focus on what we need to focus on. They make sure we stay out of that, whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
still cordial vibes like between them people, but they just know like when it's time to get the business, they gotta separate ourselves. That's all.
Yeah. What do you think? What some biggest pieces that you think that your hometown's kind of taught you now that you're kind of living on your own? What do you think are some things that you've been able to kind of take with you
I mean,
off to college?
it just taught me a lot. Like a lot of things can happen from like from a standpoint, a lot of negative things can happen to you in a day or even in a night, but you still gotta get up and still gotta handle your business regardless. So I feel like that right there, based on my personal experiences, like that was like the biggest because there've been certain times where certain I see certain stuff or certain stuff happen to me during the day or during the night, and then I gotta get up, still gotta go to school, still gotta go to practice, still gotta be a, a good big brother to my little brother and be a role model to certain kids that I don't even know look up to me, but they looking up to me and watching my every move to see how I react. So I can't just let stuff that happened to me, knowing that it's, even if it's in my out of my control, let like take my anger out or take my feelings out on someone else because they don't know what I'm going through. So
Yeah.
like it's not their fault that I'm going through what I'm going through. I just gotta keep it pushing. Like regardless, like it's always a new day the next day. So just keep it pushing regardless.
Yeah, where you've always kind of been a very positive person, whether talking to you now or in the locker room or out in public or wherever the case may be. What has kind of made you have that just positivity and that kind of that vibe? I think everyone feels that when they first meet you or whatever. Is that kind of just a natural thing, or do you think you've kind of developed that over time?
I developed that over time from like basically like from when I was younger all the way up to now. Like the more stuff that happened, like I'm not gonna say like I had like a rough childhood or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The biggest thing, like the stuff that I seen or stuff that happened, like I just took it as like I still gotta handle my business because I can't let this bring me down. So that as I got older, it got better that people wouldn't even you wouldn't even think like something is going on and everything. But I don't bottle everything in, but that was my problem in high school. I try to use like bottle everything in and everything. So what I do is I just like talk to the people I trust and talk to the people I know
uh-huh.
and just really just release the feelings, whether it be good or bad, and just keep moving on and still handling business. Cause at the end of the day, like you still like I take this as like I got a job to do. Like it's not a job, but it's like something I love to do. So I'm not about to let
Yeah.
something that happened in my life bring it down because whatever's going on.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Larry, you don't get enough credit for, how intelligent, how smart you are. I think from a lot of people. I think that's a very peach. How, I mean, you just kind of glow with positivity and your thought process, I think is amazing. Do you think it just and your maturity as well, especially coming in as an early freshman? Do you think, from Alquippa, having to grow up relatively quickly, do you think that's where you kind of got that from?
Absolutely, because like the good or bad in Aliquippa is always going to end up good if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
because everything that happened to a person like is either where I'm at now. Obviously, it just helped me be a better person and a better thinker, a better everything. Like because I try to translate that into what I do. Like whether it be in football, whether it be in a classroom, whether it be just walking around in life, like just talking to somebody. So I definitely like agree with that. Like it's because of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, yeah. So you hit on a little bit about kind of role models, but you also have a brother who's what is he going to be a senior next fall?
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about your kind of relationship with him. I see him; he's getting some awesome looks from different places, some FBS teams as well. Just talk about your relationship with him and kind of it seems like you've been an awesome mentor to him. What are some things that you've kind of implemented as a leader and as a mentor to kind of somebody like you who's a role model?
I just told him like, don't try to be no one else but you. Like you your own person. I'm my own person. Our dad is our own person, and other great Aliquippa people, they're their own person. So just, I'm not telling you to be the best, but I'm telling you, just do your best. Like you
Hmm.
see the platform, you see the layout of everyone before you, so you see the rights and the wrongs. So I can tell you what to do, but at the end of the day, you your own person because you got your own tendencies and your own everything. So just do your best and be the best you can be. That's all I preach to him every day. We talk like every day, so like it's like me and him. It's like more than just like a big brother little brother relationship. It's like that's like my friend. Like that's like one of my best friends.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, having that relationship. You talk a little bit about earlier about kind of the brotherhood on the team and stuff like that. Um, what have always you've kind of, like I said, I've talked about it a little bit. Is that you've always been, a good leader, positive, radiating person. Um, you talked about a little bit about the brotherhood at UAlbany. Just talk a little bit about more about how much that means to you, and how are you going to continue to create that culture at UAlbany. As you've been here until you're gone.
It mean everything to me because like when you look, I've been a part of like me. You can relate too because you went to Erie Cathedral. Like we've been a part winning teams. Like you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
you see how winning works and like what it takes to win. So like I feel as if like building a culture like of trusting that next man, that man next to you, and just having that trust not just on the field but off the field. Like if something go bad, I can call this person right away and be like, "Yo, I need my tire changed," or
Yeah. Yeah.
I just broke down," like da da da. Like I feel like once we develop that trust, like that can go, we can go anywhere we can want to go. And I feel like what I have to do more of, and I start doing it, and I realized it this year, like when I stepped into a bigger role of leadership, the biggest probably since high school, I got to be able to relate more to people that I'm not used to relating to, if that makes sense. Like, because where I'm from, everything is like hard. Like, everything is like, we
Yeah.
got to get nitty gritty. Like, some people ain't come from that type of culture. So, when I'm trying to do all that, they might take it in the other way instead of taking it in a positive fashion. Like, I'm here for you. Like, I'm not saying it to attack you or
Yeah.
bring you down. I'm here to like build you up. Don't get me wrong, it's players on the team that get what I be saying, but the whole team is different. Everyone that come from different backgrounds and everything. So I got to work on. I feel like that's the biggest thing I got to work on. I feel like I've been doing a good job because everyone's like coming together, like wanting to win, like compared to the previous years. Like everyone is just on board to win, like nothing else. Nobody's worried about anything bigger than the team. Like it's just together to win.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. Do you do a lot of self-reflection about kind of what you need to improve on? Is that kind of like a self-reflection every day, or you just kind of rolling with the punches and seeing, hey, here's something I need to implement, here's something I need to work on and continue to work on. Is it kind of like a daily thing, or is it kind of like once in a while just kind of sit back and see kind of what do I need to improve on, what do I need to get better at?
So like back in high school, it was a daily thing. Like I wanted to be perfect so bad. Like I wanted to like make sure everything had to be right so I can satisfy everyone around me and get the respect that I feel like I should deserve or whatever. But now like as I mature over the years, like it's like a once in a while thing. Like I just sit back and be like, you could have did this instead of doing this, or you could have avoided this by
Hmm.
taking this, whatever. So I feel like everyone has a self reflection to themselves because you always got to check yourself. Because if you don't check you always gonna have your friends check yourself or whatever, but
Yeah.
you gonna have to check yourself as well. Like I tell people all the time, I talk to myself like sometimes like it just be like, yo, like you should be able to do this, but I'm like, you gotta do this. So I feel like, yeah, I do a self reflection, not all the time now, so I won't overthink, but like every once in a while, just to like check in and like really like understand what I'm doing and moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think we need to do more self-reflection. I think daily can sometimes get overwhelming. I know I do it daily, of what I could have done better, or kind of the pieces of the puzzle, of what can happen. I think that's how you develop as a person. I don't think enough people kind of do it. I think sometimes we go in and we kind of just roll with the punches, or we kind of just we almost take it almost takes too long, I think, for us to self-reflect before it's already too late to react to certain things. So I think that's an important piece of the puzzle. Whether it's weekly or daily, or every other day, or whatever the case may be. I think at the end of the day, like especially as us in a leadership position, it's important to reflect a lot and continue to improve on ourselves. I think at the end of the day, like the critics are always going to be there of people that are going to hate or whatever. But at the end of the day, you're your biggest, critic, because at the end of the day, it's not a bad thing necessarily to be hard on yourself and continue to improve. And I think as long as you're your biggest critic, I don't think any outside noise or whatever anybody else says about you, not saying it doesn't matter, but it's easier to block out kind of the outside noise of haters or people that are hating on you or your team or whatever the case may be, just because hey, um, I already know that. Like, you're not telling me anything different of what I need to continue to improve on and what I need to continue to develop. As you're continuing to develop, Larry, and continue to strive for perfection and strive for these bigger goals, what are some goals that you have personally, as a player? That could be on or off the field, as you kind of lead into having all these years left. What are you looking to do this year or years down the line? But also, what are some team goals that you guys have coming for the next upcoming season?
So for the team goals, like we want to go in and like just keep a level head starting off. Like no matter who we play, we got to treat I want to like get the whole team to just sit down and really just understand, like no matter who we play, it's just like every other game. Like, so we got to take everything from practice to film study and everything, just moving forward to go in and having that mindset to win. Like nothing else but just to win. No matter if we win by 1, no matter if we win by 40, like we just got to go in there and win. And with us doing that, I see us like team goals like winning the conference. Like we need a CAA championship, and then I already got a taste of the playoff. So I feel like if some people on the team was on that 2019 team, like not to bring them up, but so making the playoffs ain't just a goal anymore. Like I feel like based on what we played in North Dakota State last year and playing Montana State 2 years ago, I feel like that's the top talent in the FCS. So why can't we just go out and win a natty if we go win the conference? Like it should be a checklist. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We win the regular season, win the conference. We in the playoffs. So now we ain't about to just be happy to be here wherever we at. So let's just go win a natty. And I feel like my personal goals, like going into this year, especially, I feel like me personally, like I need to like keep my mental the same. Like don't get it too high, don't get it too low. Like my boy T Cars always said, like never be too high on your highs and never be too low on your lows. You always want to be on a level head. So I feel like last year I was so excited, like, and I was so high at a point. Then when we was losing, I started going low. So I feel like I need to keep a level head throughout the whole year so I can be able to perform the way I want to perform. And then everything else, I feel like I didn't make the coaches all conference, based on the situation I was put in by switching positions and stuff. But I made the Phil Steele second team all conference. Like that was cool, but I feel like it was certain situations in different games, like I can be able to control it. And if I would have executed on the plays, I would have made All-American, I feel like, in my opinion. So I feel like my goal this year is like to get the, like, not get it, but like demand the respect and earn it. Like take the respect from everybody else that I feel like I deserve this year based on the true talent that I have. So, and then my other goal is like, do not drop no more interceptions. I dropped like a good 3. So I've been working on my hands, like really focusing on my hands a lot. So, and I feel like that's a big one. And then my last one is just having just good eyes and staying disciplined the whole year. Like, cause it was times like everyone done it. Like you as a player can relate. Like when we get fatigued sometimes, like it don't be all the time, but like certain moments when the play present itself, you give the effort that you think you giving, but you can give more. Like,
Yeah.
And you get lackadaisical sometimes, and you don't be able to make that play all the way. So I feel like that them goals for my personal stuff. I feel like if I execute all them goals, I feel like I'm on the right track to go where I need to go.
Yeah. I think that's important. I mean, I've always been like man, if you can accomplish your goals internally, the goals kind of outside of whether it's coaches or All-American or whatever that case may be, because a lot of that stuff, man, is political and whatever BS and stuff like that. I feel like if you know that, hey, if you know what you've been doing and what your internal goals are, and know that, hey, I've been able to give whatever I need to give, or whatever those goals internally are. I think those outside accolades, will come, because I think sometimes we kind of get like, oh man, we want to be like an All-American, which is great. I think that's an awesome goal to have, like, or be an all-conference player. I think that's an awesome goal to have. But I think sometimes we kind of get caught in like, I need to do this stat, or I need to have this, or I need to do this, instead of just focusing on yourself and just kind of help you improve the team. Because I think the best thing is, like, if you get better, the team gets better, and especially you in a leadership position, you get better and you continue to develop leadership traits and all these other things, but also improve yourself on the field and do all these things. Is that it's going to be like, wow, that's the standard. That's what we need to, continue to strive for. And hopefully you can bring, not just one guy, but maybe one guy falls, but then you continue to bring 5, 6, 7, and then, it's the whole team following with you, kind of doing that stuff. I think that's an awesome part of being an awesome player, but also, also with the self-reflection that we kind of talked about, is having that self-reflection. So you're hard on yourself. So, man, at the end of the day, all the other outside noise, doesn't mean anything anymore. Larry, what do you think? What do you guys think is kind of the next step? And Albany football, you said you wanted to win a CAA championship. How do you think you guys are going to be able to get to that position?
It gotta be trust. Like, I talked to the coach, I talked to many coaches, and I talked to Coach G. I talked to the players. Like, we need to develop trust, not just within the players, because like we're obviously we have no choice. You gotta trust the next man next to you to win. But it can't be just trusting with us. It gotta be trust with the coaches. It gotta be trust with the coaches between each other, like in the office, to the trust to the coaches to the players. Like, so I feel like trust gotta be there, because if it's not there, then we gonna end up like last season, I feel like. So.
Yeah. You also hit on it, kind of like with talking about like North Dakota State and Montana State kind of being the standard. You know, you said a little bit about trust, but what are some things you think, like, I wouldn't say necessarily on the field, but some things like culture outside of trust that you guys can continue to develop, and hopefully being Albany, having, either winning the CAA or making the playoffs, every year, creating that culture to be able to kind of propel you guys into, we've got a taste of it, of course, but helping you guys propel, 1, 2, 3 years down the line.
So I feel like the standard got to be set to like Jawan, Jaron, and Eli said it. So I feel like, why not strive not just to be a player like on Albany and getting shout outs from Albany students and stuff? Why not try to go to the NFL? Like, no matter what position you play, why not? Like, we shouldn't be striving just to be a good player and see in Albany and graduate and like do all this stuff. Like, that's cool, but like, I feel like everyone's personal goal should get to that next level. Cause like, it's different with some people. Like, I feel like with other schools, they set the standard like, yo, like, I'm not here for you to be this type of person or that. I'm here to get you to the NFL. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not gonna like keep talking about it, but like, that's where I'm from. Like, that's why they treat it. Like, I'm not here to you to be good against people down the street. Like, I'm here for you to get to the next level and be at the highest level that you can be at. So I feel like once we start bringing that in and like bringing that more in through the years and everything, based off of the results we get and based off the confidence everybody like have within each other, I feel like that's gonna take a long way from like 3 years, 4 years down the road. Like, everybody's gonna be like, yo, like, you all need really like the program to like watch out for every year. Like,
yeah, of course. I mean, you talked to, is Larry the end goal, of course, the NFL for you? Was that your kind of dream, or your number one goal?
I feel like, yeah, that's the top goal. Cause like I didn't really start believing like I was gonna go to the NFL until freshman year of my freshman year. Cause when we went home and like I lie to you not, like I'm at home like just doing drills by myself. And like I'm like starting to feel like get that feel like, yo, like you doing this for a reason. Like you're not here for just to get a degree and just like get a job and have a family and kids. Like that's cool and all, but like I feel like I'm permitted to like keep playing football. Like I'm permitted to
Mhm.
doing it. Like it's like a feel type of thing. Like, and God works in mysterious ways because things keep showing up and keep falling down. Like blessings keep falling down, and for me to like keep going with it. Cause like even times like freshman year when I was like, I don't feel like this for me. I'm not myself. Whatever. It felt like it was different opportunities and obstacles I was able to overcome and be where I'm at now. So I feel like why not me? Like even though like the odds is against me, but the odds been against me like since I was born. Like even before I was born, the odds was against me. So like this ain't nothing new. So why
Yeah.
can't you treat it like how you always treated everything going forward, no matter if it was football field, classroom, or life? Just keep going and you will get the end goal like how you been getting.
Has that always been, have your goal have always been kind of as a kid to like, or has it kind of been like a stepping stone? Like in high school, it's like, all right, it's to make it to college. And then at college, hey, now it's to make it to the NFL. Has there always been like a dream? Hey, I want to make it to the NFL and, and change my family and change, um, you know, everyone who thinks about me.
Yeah, like it was like I say it was on a stepping stone type of thing. Cause like when I was little, like I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I was just like, I'm just happy to be here. Like I was one of the type of kids, like I'm happy to just be with my friends and have a good time and everything. But once I got to high school, I'm like, I just want to like be like my dad. I just want to be first team. I want to be able to start and get us like dun dun dun. We call it Aliquippa, run out that tunnel and just get like have kids cheering my name, like have
Yeah.
everybody know who I am, like just more than just more just a kid that just get good grades. Like that's how I treated it as. Like I just wanted the respect and everything. But then I didn't know nothing about college coaches and like recruiting process till my junior year. So once that happened, I was like, oh, now I gotta go Division 1. Like there ain't no, I gotta go Division 1 like my friends. But then I was never thinking about the NFL. I was just thinking like, yo, like I signed this paper going Division 1 and I play at Division 1, like I'm gonna get that respect, like da da da. But then, like I said, it hit me like when I got like my after the freshman season and we went when I went home for spring break, I'm like, yo, like you really can do this though. Like you just did all this at your weight, your mental, and you still got a lot of room to grow. And you did fairly well for yourself, like for a freshman. So I'm like, why not just keep going? Like,
Mm.
why not go to the NFL? Like let's do it. Like, we might as well do if we're gonna do it, we might as well do it all the way. You know what I mean? So it was definitely a stepping stone based off the situations from all when I was a young bull all the way up to now. Like, cause everybody seen me as this kid, like, yo, you gonna be a doctor, or like you gonna be like, it was never like Larry Walker Jr. is gonna be an NFL football player. So like I was like, I gotta push my own narrative. I can't let everybody else create the narrative for me when I can control my own narrative type of thing.
Yeah. That's awesome. I think that's awesome stuff. Um, I think it's also important to have, um, you know, perfect scenario, dreams of everything working out. Have you kind of talked a lot about, talked to Jaron at all? Cause he'd been in the NFL. You played with Jaron, for a little bit. You kind of talked on him on how, advice or things that, can help you get to the next level.
Yeah, I talked to him soon as he like right when he got drafted. I like texting him like yo, that's big, whatever, and everything. Like right when he got signed, and then he called me and like he was like, yo, you next up, whatever, whatever. Like how some old like how old heads be to like you know what I mean
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
But then like through the course of the season, like we was like texting here and there, and he was like, yo, like they got me on special teams, like now they about to move me to the nickelback and da da da. Then fast forward a year later, like the off season over COVID, we talking and everything, and we're like on the phone. He like, yo, like if you handle this and do this, they're gonna keep their eyes on you. Like the way they recruit like other college kids and how to manage, like it's bigger. Like the NFL is really like a business type of thing,
Yeah.
and that's what he told me. And like you really just gotta have good character and be a good person, because you be good to them, they'll be good to you. Because like no matter if you from a practice player to like a first round pick, as long as you got good character, you will always have a home in the NFL. And like he said to me, like, and I still like I tell everybody this. He told me like, Larry, you get out your rookie contract and you got good character, you're in the door. Like
Right.
you already or when you get signed that contract and you practicing or whatever. So if you be a practice squad player for the rest of your life, like in the NFL, if you got good character and you do good by the team and you get out your rookie contract, you will be bound. You might bounce here and there to different teams, but you will always have a job. Like
Yeah. Is there I know you're a Cowboys fan. That'd be the dream, playing for the Dallas Cowboys, playing in Jerry World, man.
I feel like because honestly, it's like a dream, like for the NFL. Like I feel like because there's a lot of like in our couple, everybody based on different families and like friends and everything. Everybody got their own team. Like some of my cousins like the 49ers. Some like my dad and like my uncles and stuff like the Cowboys. My other uncles like the Steelers. My mom like the Steelers. So like it's like if I play for a team like how can I say this, like a fan base and Al Cooper like really likes, whether it be any of them teams, like that would be a dream, because like I know like they'll be more happy than I am, because
Mhm.
like I'm playing that team and it's someone they personally know. So like I feel like that's a big dream, like just having that same fan base from when you was in high school and little league supporting you and still being able to play for that team. But I feel like that would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, getting into the NFL is awesome either way. But of course, like, perfect scenario, being able to play for, having like a childhood team, or even like a family that, loves that team, being able to play, or even playing at Pittsburgh, knowing that you're 25 minutes away from, home and stuff like that. I think that's an awesome thing here. To be able to do that, of course, a perfect scenario, all that good stuff. But Larry, before we wrap things up here, do you have anything, shout out or anything you want to say to the viewers?
I mean, all I can say is, man, just whatever you pursuing in life, whether it be sports, a job, or that relationship you want, just be positive and just believe in yourself, because confidence goes a long way. Like confidence over cockiness. Like you ain't gotta, once you feel like you that person that you believe that you are and always wanted to be, then that's when you got the goal that you wanted. So I feel like just keep the confidence going, keep it rolling. But I want to say probably shout out to all the football, obviously. Shout out to everybody that love me. I love y'all. For the ones that probably don't love me, I still love y'all. I still got love. But other than that, man, I feel thanks T.O. for just having me and everything.
No, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. I think what you've been saying, man, I believe everything that you said. I think that's such an awesome way to think. I think your positivity, on and off the field, is glowing. Keep that going, man. I think that's a big key to the puzzle. Keep helping people out. Being that leader in the room. Now, you'll be a leader on the defense. So just keep doing that, man. I think ever since everyone's seen you day one, there's always been something special about you. And I think your confidence and the way you carry yourself, goes a long way. So if you guys are ever around Larry, or see how Larry plays or how he interacts, man, this is a great role model for any of you guys, at any level, to see, how he carries himself. On the field stuff is awesome too, but more or less, how his character is, what he does, how he carries himself, the confidence and the swagger that he has, to and it's I would say, I think he's kind of learned it over time, but I think it's something that he kind of naturally has. And if you guys can do any half of what Larry does, I think any of you guys will be successful. And I love how Larry just believes in himself and is so confident in himself on what he's going to do. He's a very passionate person. But again, Larry, thanks for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And guys, before we wrap this things up, guys, don't forget, hey, like and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to be following Larry next year, be cheering on Larry. We're excited to watch him play, man, and continue to improve and see how he carries himself. We're big Larry Walker fans at the TO show here. So guys, like I said, don't forget to check out Larry and this upcoming season. But guys, before we wrap things up, see you. Peace.
Appreciate you, T.O.